If I had a hammer, I'd hammer in the morning, in the evening, all over this land. I'd hammer out warnings, I'd hammer out freedom, I'd hammer out the love between my brothers and my sisters, all over this land. Yeah, yeah, all over this land. Yeah, yeah. If I had a bell, the old church bell, I'd ring it in the morning, ring it in the evening, all over this land. I'd ring out warning, I'd ring about freedom, yeah. Ring about the love between my brothers and my sisters. You hear me? All over this land, the whole damn land. Yeah, yeah. One more thing. If I had a song, if I had a song, I'd sing it in the morning, yo. Sing it in the evening, all over this land. I sing about justice, freedom. I sing about the love between my brothers and my sisters, all over this land. Yeah, yeah. All over this land. Yeah, yeah. I've got a hammer and I've got a bell, and I'm Alligator. I've got a song to sing all over this land. I sing about justice, sing about freedom, y'all. Sing about the love between my brothers and my sisters, all over this land. Yeah, yeah, all over this land. Yeah, yeah. Friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me your ear. I've neither come to bury Caesar nor to praise him, okay? Here's what I want you guys to do for me. Like I say, it doesn't cost you anything. It only takes a minute, but it means a whole bunch to me. Hit the like button and hit the subscription button, okay? The reason I sang this song today, this is Alligator in Alignment, is because we're in dire straits here in America. I'm sure I'm not going to get into all of the stuff that has been happening. The lady who was murdered, and you can't call it anything but that, murdered by ICE in Minnesota, Minneapolis, or wherever it was. I have been, my friends, my close friends, all agree on one thing. I have accurately predicted Donald since he came down the escalator. I voted for him the first time. I figured, I got failed for it like everybody else. He's a businessman, he's not a politician, maybe blah, blah, blah. But as soon as he came down the escalator, one of the first things he did was talk about disbanding NATO and all of this stuff. And I was through with him then. I said, wait a minute, who would that benefit? NATO has kept us from a world war for over 80 years. Nobody would dare do what Hitler did because we have NATO. Attack one of us, we all come for you. So when he got in and he started talking about disbanding NATO, then I was through with him then. And then, of course, when he invited Putin to the White House, who was a pariah around the world, nobody would invite him. to a sacred place like that. When he did that, and then he said he believed him over our intelligence, and then I said, oh, what is this? So I looked into it, and when I found out that he went to Russia in the 80s and hung out there for quite a while, and was, they just let him have, everything. But what he didn't know was that the department of the KGB, that is called the Information Department, what they do is they get information on politicians, foreigners, or anybody who might be a threat to the regime. And Donald Trump, when he spent all that time in Russia, everywhere he went, the KGB had hidden cameras. That's what they do. They had hidden cameras everywhere. So whatever he did, now he's a playboy, and I'm sure he had all kinds of fun. If he went into the bathroom and masturbated, they got that on tape. So all of a sudden it dawned on me that this guy, Putin, has something on him. And whatever it is, he's bending the knee to Putin at every turn. And we're going to go through, I'm not going to go through the whole thing because we all know about it. But this ICE thing, the murdering of that lady, and I think they've shot some other people too, that's all a setup. He wants to stop the midterms because he knows he's a dead duck if the midterms come up. And he's already talked about, well, maybe we shouldn't have the midterm. And he wants an excuse to declare martial law or the Insurrection Act. And the other thing he did this Venezuela thing and all of this stuff for is to give his buddy Putin cover. Now Putin can say, how can you criticize me for Ukraine? Look what the United States is doing. So here's what I want to do. I don't have the contacts for all of the community leaders, who are organizing the protests and all of this. But anybody who hears this and someone like that, please go to them and tell them to let everybody know this is a setup. I watched the ICE video the other day where he was talking with some guy, and then the ICE agent, for no reason, pushed the guy. And the guy turned around and pushed the ICE agent back. He reached up and grabbed some chemicals, weapons, and put this stuff in his face, and he walked off. And as soon as his eyes cleared up, he turned around to go back. Now that was a mistake. He shouldn't. His girlfriend caught him and wouldn't let him go back. She let him off. She was smart. They want you to get violent with them. That's what the whole thing is about. Donald Trump needs an excuse to declare the Insurrection Act or martial law. And once he does that, we are done. Do you hear me? We are done. These protests need to continue. They need to get bigger. I was at the last No Kings protest here. They need to get bigger, but the protesters need to realize, and community leaders need to tell them, that these people are pushing you and just being like they are because they want you to get violent. And as soon as they are, they're going to keep killing people, okay? Trust me, they are. I said that a long time ago. I said they're going to start actually shooting American citizens. And they're doing it. Because they want someone to get so angry that they get a gun and fire back. And the moment that happens, Donald Trump has his excuse for the Insurrection Act or to declare martial law. Then he can eliminate the midterms. And let's face it, the guy wants to be a dictator. He wants to get things so bad that he doesn't leave office. Steve Bannon has already said that. Donald is not leaving in 28. We have found a way to get around the Constitution. So I want anyone who can who has access to these community leaders to tell them to please stress this part of the protest. If an ICE agent comes up and shoves you for no reason, don't shove back. That's what they want. They want an excuse to shoot you. They want an excuse, and they keep talking about Antifa, which is a joke. Antifa is not an organization. They have no members. There's no place, no building, no nothing. It's an idea. Antifa means anti-fascist. I'm not a member of a group, but I'm anti-fascist. So if you want to call me Antifa, call me Antifa. I'm anti-fascist. And anybody out there, no matter what set of the aisle you're on, you should be anti-fascist. But this is not tequila today, okay? So you guys just relax. Like hell it's not. But anyway, I just want to stress that I've been accurately predicting this man every step that he's taken. And the people I talk to have always told me, oh, you're out of your mind, you're out of your mind. When he invaded Ukraine, dozens and dozens of people say, oh, he's not going to invade you, blah, 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 blah. Why would he do that? I said, the man is pulling tanks and soldiers up to the border of Ukraine. You mean to tell me he's going to do all of this? It costs money to move all this equipment. He's going to do that and he's not going in. And the weird thing is they have found phone records, because when you make a phone call, it leaves a paper trail, that Donald Trump and Putin were on the phone while he was doing this build-up to invade Ukraine. They were on the phone, and some of their conversations lasted a couple of hours. He knew he was going to do that. They were coordinating this whole thing. So as crazy as you people might think I am, start to really looking at what's really going on. We got the Gestapo in the streets of America. They're supposed to go after the criminal element of the illegals. I'm all for that. If people are here came over, they're illegal, they came in illegal, and they're committing crimes or members of a gang and dealing drugs in our streets, yes, pack them up and send them back or do whatever. I'm all for that. But the thing is, the stats, the numbers are always there. Over 75% of all the people they have picked up have no criminal record whatsoever. And what are you doing picking people up off the farms? The farmers are in dire straits now. If somebody is a drug dealer, a criminal, do you think they are working washing dishes in a restaurant? Do you think they out there bending over doing the hard? I did that work when I was growing up, picking crops, strawberries and this and that. They are criminals, they are drug dealers, they got, and they are working in a hotel or working in a nursing home, washing your relative's butt. This is all a setup. This is all a setup. And now even the Europeans are building up their military because they see now that they absolutely have to. And our European allies are stating publicly that Donald Trump is a threat to their security and a threat to the world. The end product of this is, now you can laugh at me if you want, but I've been accurate with this man, everything I've said about him. Everything. And everything I've said has come to pass. Like I said, I have a brother who One of his daughters works for Homeland Security, and when that January 6th thing happened, I told him, I said, you better tell her that they got to be on their toes, because these guys are going to go in and try to overthrow the government or stop the elections or whatever. This is going, and he told her, and she says, oh, you know, we got it all covered. We got to, no, they didn't. This is a setup. So I want the community leaders to if you know any community leaders, go to them and stress this point. Keep those protests going. Keep those protests going. In fact, make them bigger. But don't let the ICE agents have you go off. When I watched that video, I'm not even going to talk about the lady who was killed, because we all know that's a whole farce, and they won't let they won't share the information with the local police. They won't, you know, they're keeping it all hidden, but they can't keep the videos hidden because they're already out there. Tell the community leaders that we need to go back to Martin Luther King and Gandhi's way. Now, when Martin Luther King was marching, I wasn't with the guy, because, you know, if you know anything about me, and some of you probably do, don't tell other people, but I'm not a guy who's going to let I've always been a great supporter of the police, and I still am to this day. But whenever I've been mistreated by police, it didn't turn out very well for them. Let me just put it that way. And I said, I'm not going to be out there and having people hitting me with batons, and I'm not going to fight back. I can't do that. And no, I couldn't. This thing here now, if I'm at a No Kings protest or whatever I'm at, and if an ICE agent comes up and starts mouthing at me and shoves me, normally my reaction is, okay, let's get it on. But now, no. Because I know what this whole thing is all about. They're gonna kill more citizens too. Trust me. Yes, they're gonna do it until somebody decides to shoot back. And when that happens, then Donald Trump's gonna have it made. And Putin can say, you can't criticize me for invading Ukraine. Look at what the United States is doing. They're invading countries in the Caribbean. They're talking about Canada. They're talking about Greenland. Just crazy stuff. And he's doing everything he can to break up NATO. Why would an American president want to break up NATO? NATO has kept us from world wars for over 80 years. When we had World War I, when that war was over, the Roaring Twenties, everybody was celebrating and dancing, happy times. Everybody said, we'll never have another war like that. World War II came right on his heels, and that was going to be a pattern. And then this great thing called NATO was formed and put a stop to all of it. Anybody who tries to do what Hitler and what Donald Trump and Putin and those guys are doing, attack one of us, we all come for you. That has kept the peace. No country wants NATO coming after them. But Donald Trump wants to pull out of NATO. He wants America out. He wants the Europeans, like I say, if we have a world war at this point, Europe will be fighting Russia, and if Donald Trump is in office, they will be fighting the United States. Do you think for 1 minute Donald Trump is going to go after Putin with the stuff that Putin obviously has on him? Do you think he's going to go after? Hell no, he's not. He has bent a knee to that guy from the time he got in there. And it's very obvious to anybody who's paying attention that Putin has something on him. It's as obvious as looking at the palm of your hand. Putin has something on Donald Trump. So once again, I'm just going to leave this like this. Anybody who has any way of talking with community leaders, let them know. Keep the protests going, but school the people that these people want to incite you to violence. And they're going to keep killing you until you do. But don't give it to them. Because the minute you do that, you have given them exactly what they want. Donald Trump wants a reason to stop the midterms because he knows he's a dead duck if the midterms come. And he has said so himself. I saw him say it on camera, like all of this stuff that he says. You can't say he didn't say it. He's on camera said. He said, we need to pause the midterms. And, I know a lot of people who are ignorant about what's going on. And I have friends who are not only ignorant, they let me know they don't care. When I bring facts to them, and I'm sure many of you have people like that. When I say, well, listen, here are the facts, they get frustrated and they end up saying, I don't care about facts. I don't care about facts. Did you hear what the hell you said? I don't care about facts. I've heard that from dozens of people. How stupid can you get when you can say, I don't care about facts? So all I'm saying is have the protests be peaceful. Go back to Martin Luther King's method and Gandhi. If the ICE agents push you or try to provoke you, hold up your hands and tell the audience, the people around you, film it. That's how you do it. Film it. Because they're going to keep pushing. They're going to kill more citizens. You can believe that, because they're not going to stop shooting people until they get America angry and somebody tries to fight back, and that will be the end of democracy for us. Now, if you think that you can take this lightly, please take a little time out of your life to really look at this situation. There's no other reason for it. Like I say, Donald was in Russia in the late 80s, and he stayed there. Everywhere he went, the KGB had cameras everywhere. Everything he did. If he went into the bathroom and masturbated, they got that on tape. So when he ran for president, why did Russia, and you can say Russia hoaxed all you want, but this is 100% proven that Putin interfered in the election to help Donald Trump get elected. Why did he? Why did he? He's never tried to get any other president elected. That should tell you something. But anyway, this is Alligator in Alignment. I'm going to let this go. But if you know any community leaders, tell them, keep the protests up. But please spread the word. Let people know if they push you, if they do something to you, throw your hands up and ask the people around, film it. Get everything on film. Don't push back, because they want that. And as soon as somebody starts actually harming them, Donald Trump's going to say, okay, martial law, insurrection act, whatever, stop the midterms, and Putin can go, how can you criticize me for Ukraine? Look what my friend is doing, Donald. Anyway, this is Alligator in Alignment. Happy trails. I will be talking to you soon. I will be doing music again, but I just wanted to get this out. Please get the word out. Thank you. Happy trails.